Okay, here we go. Unfortunately, EXO will have to be saying his goodbye in a little bit, but he'll be here for this match between Lanz and Zeloxory. We're going right into it. Zeloxory opens up the guitars, gets him with that neutral light into neutral air, follow up Lanz, holds on to his weapon of choice, goes in for that downer, but Zeloxory holding on to the bow, tries to go for neutral air, but actually gets punished by a D-light from Lanz. Nice D-light side air coming in from Zeloxory, being able to put a decent amount of damage on the Lance's Scarlet. Scarlet going in for the neutral air. Zeloxory trying to punish him with neutral airs of his own. Side air comes out. Lance is running low on jumps. Recovery comes out, but that side air actually interrupts it, and Lance makes it back onto the stage and does a decent amount of damage to Zeloxory as he does so. Goes for the slide charge down sig. Zeloxory holds onto the bow.
I feel like game is a bit too explosive for my taste. Wow, Zelo just hitting Sair after Sair. Oh, Lance barely clips it with the dare. Damn.
It makes it back onto the stage. Took a lot of damage, but it's not over yet. Sidelight comes out and has a decent amount of knockback onto it for that low force move. And that actually, Lance is doing a great job being able to hold on to the stock. That's the recovery. That might be the stock. Goes to the weapon toss. No, the recovery ends up hitting Lance at the stage, and Zelo doesn't make it back.
Can't make it back either. Recovery with bow, man. You lose all your momentum and just plunge you to death after. Oh.
Wow. But Zeloxory doesn't seem to care. Hits him with the recovery on the guitars and evens it up 2-2. But yeah, that's quite a way to go if your recovery with the bow actually ends up connecting and you lose all your momentum. Lance barely gets that weapon, goes for the weapon toss and an unarmed combo. Both players just whiffing their attacks and nobody's yet to hit each other. Zeloxory gets that nair, however, puts the first bit of damage on. Weapon toss comes out from Lance, but Lance finds that sidelight, goes for a GC sidelight. Weapon toss into neutral air into the Lance, and Lance is doing a decent job of getting damage on Zelo's Ember, but there's the downlight into side air, neutral air. Lance finds the side air of his own.
Wow. Pretty close match. I feel like it can go in any way at any point. Just one signature can change it.
Yeah,
And speaking of signatures, that's just coming out from both of them.
Ooh, charge down sig. Lance trying to get Zeloxory to jump into that steam, but it doesn't quite work out. Neutral sig comes out from Lance. Lance goes for another down sig. Zeloxory is still waiting it out, jumping back and forth, holding onto the guitars, and he just straight up takes a side sig to the face. Zeloxory finds the bow. Lance has the lead over Zeloxory right now, but that D-light cider into a weapon toss. The weapon toss doesn't connect, but Lance gets hit by the cider from the guitars, and Zeloxory evens it up quite quickly once again. But if the match is going to keep going the way it is, Lance is going to end up taking this game because he has taken the stock first on both stocks in this player's game one. Zeloxory goes to the recovery, tosses the Lance aside, has the bomb. He's actually managing to get some decent damage, dodges back, but doesn't get any follow-up, and Lance is trying to find as many down airs as possible. Zeloxory holds on to the bow.
As I said, man, this game is incredibly equal. You just keep taking stock after stock. Zero takes stock, Lance takes a stock.
Yeah, but the issue is that Lance has always been taking the stock first. And that is going to decide who ends up winning this match ultimately. But Zeloxory is doing a great job of being able to stay ahead on damage this time. Weapon toss into neutral air, however, puts Zeloxory closer to the orange. Lance, holding on to his weapon of choice, tosses it onto the ground, finds the hammer, goes for a side air. Zeloxory not being able to do much with his bow.
Dan's just hovering around trying to find a hit. But because of that, he's not doing enough hits, so Zelo is kind of pressure-free.
Zeloxory goes for that neutral sig, doesn't quite connect, or down sig rather, but doesn't quite connect. He gets the neutral air follow-up, however. Lance uses the ground pound to go below the stage. Zeloxory trying to do his best to be able to end the stock. A side air from the bow would be devastating. Oh wow, the side sig gets caught by the neutral air from Zeloxory, but it doesn't kill, and the ground pound comes from Lance. Sends him to the orange, goes for that slide charge down sig.
Oh
Whoa.
my god.
Oh, that's dangerous
What
because
just happened?
the ground pound connected with the stage, but he didn't. So he didn't get his jumps back, and he slid past the stage. Still,
Oh my god, that didn't kill.
recovery doesn't end up killing Lance. Lance is so horribly damaged right now. A cider from the guitars will work out. Goes for the down sig and actually gets punished by a cider from Lance. Lance goes for that charging down sig. Zeloxory is being very careful right now because even though Lance is that kill percent, so is he. Hammer's being tossed left and right. Lance playing it like this game is the last stock of his tournament, even though it's only game one. Tosses into the air. Ooh, weapon toss and the recovery doesn't actually kill. Lance goes for a side air, and Zeloxory finds himself on the side of the stage. Ooh, ground pound comes out. Zeloxory goes for the ground pound, doesn't kill off the top. Lance is taking so much damage. Zeloxory goes for that down air. Side air will do it. Casually taps him in the head with the bow. And takes game one. That was very close. Wow, I'm so surprised that that ground pound did not kill Lanz considering how much damage he took on Scarlet. But either way...
Uh, I don't even know, man. That was such a strange game. No one had control of the match at all. You had no idea which one could win.
It was a matter of who's able to find the first light attack first, because they definitely weren't landing signatures, and they were too afraid to be able to throw out anything that would let them be too hardly punished. And there's the Koji switch from Zeloxory, something that I saw last week, Gravy Cancel Sunday. He was playing a decent amount of Koji on top of his Ember. So we'll see if that makes this match any easier or harder for him against Lanz, because that first game was quite close. You can tell that these two players practice with each other quite a bit.
Oh, yes. I do like the Koji pick because, like, if you're going to just be playing bow, you might as well just get higher defense and, you know, faster attack speed and better signatures.
Yeah, definitely. Ember not really being known for her bow sigs. Definitely the guitar sigs are what are favored. And Zeloxory opens us up with quite a bit of damage, finds two sidelights in a row. Lance already sent into the orange. Goes for another sidelight. Lance gets hit by the side air, nearly into the red. Koji holding onto the bow, doesn't even want to offer the sword, tosses the bow into his face, and really he's at kill percent. Too many attacks are being landing on Lance right now, and that's the side sig. That'll do it. I think Koji is one of the two legends in the game right now that have a move that hits straight up. Right? It's his bow end sig, and then Jala has her sword end sig. I don't think there's anything else that quite function like those.
Right.
So it's always interesting to see whether or not he's going to be able to use that properly. Having these very linear but long-reaching signatures coming out from Koji's bow. Gets that neutral air as he falls down. Holding onto the bow, tosses into Lance's face, finds the sword. I don't feel like he wants to use this for very long, but he actually goes in with a sidelight. Doesn't opt to throw it away to pick up another weapon, and a down sig from Koji. Doesn't get punished. Neutral light comes out. Lance tosses the lance into the ground. Doesn't end up getting anything out of it. And Zelo is playing around with the sword right now. Ooh, sidelight into neutral sig, however, confirmed. Kills him off the top of the map, and Lance evens it up 2-2.
I feel like, this is just going the exact same that last match is going. Except Zelo has a bit more of a considerable lead.
Yeah, and that down sig actually connecting, which surprised me because I always thought it ended up hitting at the end of the hitbox. Sider disarms Lance. Zelo hanging out with the bow, goes for that side sig and actually gets interrupted by that down sig from Lance, but he gets hit by the neutral air, and Lance is already in kill percent. Zelo is just perfectly fine throwing out these side sigs with the bow because they're so quick. They've reached so far. Lance, however, burning him out with that down light. Gets hit by the neutral air. Still doesn't kill off the top, but a spike ball ends up interrupting Lance as he tries to fall back onto the stage, and that charged side sig coming from Zelo would have worked if it was facing the other way, and a neutral air will kill him off the top. But he took a little bit more damage off that stock than I think he wanted to.
Like, I feel like Lanz definitely just, like, I don't know, lost his will to fight or something. Early on, like, when we saw Lanz, we saw all these crazy things and whatnot, but it's just, he's playing normally.
And then that happens, and that is definitely not something that you want to be feeling on your last stock in the tournament. Zelo holding on to the bomb, and actually goes for the trade there to the recovery, but the side air actually connects with Zeloxory. Both players just duking it out above the map, essentially. Side sig comes out from Zelo, but lots of bomb connections. Down sig sends Lance flying, but not having quite as much force as I was expecting from that signature. And a neutral sig comes out from Lance. Weapon toss. Lance holding onto the hammer, tries to get him with a neutral air into his stomp. Another one connecting, and Zelo trying to execute with that down sig. Goes for that downer with the Lance, and that will do it. That will definitely do it. Zeloxory is not making it back. He realizes that, and he just falls off the stage. Lance evens it up 1-1.
Lance has to play the best stock of his life right now. Very scary situation.
Lance. Ooh, gets that down sig. Second down sig. Zeloxory finds that D-line cider, however, and Lance is forced low. He's going to go for the ground pound. Oh, no, Zelo nearly losing out on his stock, I feel like, but he actually makes it back to the stage. Lance tosses aside his Lance and hits him with the neutral air from the hammer, and Lance is slowly creeping back into this match. Goes for that down sig, finding his will to fight. Zeloxory tries to end up with the recovery. He gets hit by the neutral air, sent into the orange, chases him through the air. Zeloxory needs to find a weapon. Lance is denying everything from Zelo. There's the neutral light, but that still won't kill. Mine goes out. Will there be another bomb trade? No. Lance barely makes it back to the stage, and he's making this quite close once again. GC side sig didn't really connected. Zeloxory's
Lance making it?
He's afraid to hit Lance here. Down sig comes out.
Is Lance gonna make this? Oh my god, cancels the down. That would have been the end of him. Wow, hits him with a neutral light. Any signature will kill. He's going for the signature.
Zeloxory makes it back. No, that's the weapon toss. That's it.
That's it.
Zeloxory
Wow.
just Lance completely dominated Zeloxory's Koji there. He went for a few very quick KO options with the unarmed, not really opting for a weapon, and Zelo loses his stock. Lance takes it back despite looking like he was playing rather poorly at the beginning of that game. We're going on to game 3. I don't think we'll see Zeloxory go back to Koji. No, he definitely does. Feeling comfortable with that legend pick.
So, did you need another caster?
Oh no, we have one. He's waiting. He's waiting right above. So once we're done with this match, you're good to go.
Nice.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
All right, here we go. Game 3 on the Great Hall. Lance showing that he can make a comeback, especially from a 2-stock deficit. Zeloxory finds the sword first instead of the bow. Lance playing around with the hammer, tosses it into the ground. Doesn't go for anything else. Oh, sidelight near the mine. The mine nearly exploding. The Lance putting a decent amount of damage on him. When he finds that neutral light and denies all weapons from Zelo once again. Weapon spawns. Zelo goes for it. Gets punished by the D-light from Lance. Lance tries to get a neutral air follow-up and Zeloxory.
Wow. Lanz just, lancing it up, dude.
Staying true to his name, holds onto the weapon, goes for that side air, and Zeloxory is sent below the stage. Gets that downer into the stage into the weapon toss, and Zeloxory is out of a dodge. No, Lance, ground pounds. No, that is not.
He's finding a ghost. Someone called the Ghostbusters.
Oh, side air comes out. Zeloxory didn't punish him for it, but I feel like if he went for a recovery there, Zeloxory would have been taking a lot of damage. Lance tosses his weapon upwards, goes for the neutral sig, sidelight into a side sig, interesting enough.
What?
Into a weapon toss into a haymaker, just hitting these side buttons, I guess. Goes for the down air. He's not getting punished for him, and Lance holds on to the hammer. Zeloxory recovers high, still not losing his stock. Goes for a down sig. Zeloxory isn't dying. Bomb.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I feel like...
Tries a suicide to make it up, I guess. I feel like that's what he was trying to do right there.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of worth it considering how behind he was on that stock, but he still has 2 more stock stays to play with. Goes for the horn and gets punched by a D-light into a neutral light. Lance, GC neutral light, just is poking his Lance left and right. Yeah. Zeloxory tosses his bow aside, goes for the ground pound into the recovery, and Lance punishes with the recovery of his own. Dodges downwards, hits him with the sidelight. Valkyrie goes right over Lance's head. That side air dropping?
Sure, it happened, but BMG is not faulty.
I've never seen that. That's weird.
Really?
How does that happen? It happened again. What the heck? Does it have to do with Lance's damage? I don't understand. Or is Zeloxory spacing just that great?
It has to do with some people not wanting you to win.
I see. Well, the D-Light side air comes out from Zeloxory, but that's 2 drop side airs in a row, and Zeloxory evens it up 2-2.
Yeah. By the way, if something like that happened to me in a tournament, I'd just tilt.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Like,
sure.
you know what? You can win this tournament. I'll play another one. Have fun.
Zeloxory holds on to the bow, tosses aside, goes for that sidelight, downlight side air. Zeloxory showing that even though that happened to him twice, not tilting out of the tournament just yet, and he holds onto the bow. Hits him with the side air.
Lanz is the one that tilted from it.
Yeah, just kind of feeling bad for Zeloxory. I was supposed to die twice there, and I didn't. Just being upset and grumbling to himself as he struggles to continue playing the match, but goes in with a, wow, excellent downer coming from Zeloxory, and I feel like that might be Lance's stock, yeah. Just ground pounds out of it, Zeloxory taking it back quite quickly, not even taking damage on that stock after he was able to end the Lance's stock from a deficit.
Wow. Wow. That's kind of incredible, not gonna lie.
Lance goes in for that down sig. Goes for the cider as well as Zeloxory tries to hit him with the cider of his own, but he actually dodges out of the way of it. Downer comes out into a cider, and that, wow, that's the stock. He doesn't even get an opportunity to recover. In the orange, down air cider. Excellent, but Zeloxory is seeming pretty angry about that. Goes in off stage with some unarmed combat. Ooh, mine goes right where Zeloxory was looking to walk, and Lance denies everything from Zeloxory as he holds on to his favorite weapon.
It seems like for every unfortunate thing that's happening, Zelo's just powering up.
Yeah, Zeloxory goes for the ground pound, actually picks up the weapon. Cider comes out, Lance goes in for the downer, and you catch up the neutral like, woo, down sig gets interrupted by a Lance's down sig. Another down sig comes out. Zeloxory has the damage lead, but Lance seems to have this control of the stage. Cider comes out, Lance loses control of that stage. Weapon also tossed out, ooh, charged down sig, or side sig rather. Doesn't get punished by Lance, but still. Zeloxory finds that side air.
Oh, and that is it.
That's the first neutral sig that we ever saw a game, and that was a great job of covering the fact that Lance was trying to approach above him.